Somebody.
Hold up. You're now listening to Fresh Out, the world's most dangerous music podcast on the OMG Network and rawcynic.com.
Spell it out.
F to the R to the S to the A to the O to the U to the T. That Fresh Out.
What's up?
Slam is on his webby over here.
Man.
Man.
You know what that means, man.
Yeah,
I gotta make sure I spell it right though. You know,
That's right. No more speaking spells now.
Somebody gonna validate you on that one day.
Yeah, man. LB the Podfather was good, man.
Podfather.
Hey, what's happening, baby? Everybody doing good?
We living good, man. We living good.
Yeah.
How about you, brother?
Hey,
Optimus
man.
Prime.
I'm hanging.
We
forming Voltron tonight, man. We got that Jose Camp Seiko. What's good?
Right, baby.
It's good.
Yeah, it was good. Except I'm not snitching on the world though. I'm not turning cats in on that Balco.
But
hey,
we
Seiko was
taking
that
the
dude
Balco.
though. You know what I'm saying? He was that guy.
He was. I don't
Yeah,
care
oh,
if he was
yeah, for
taking
sure.
that Balco.
Let's
He
be
was that
clear,
dude.
man. Like people wore the Oakland A's cousin.
Man, I was an
Yeah.
Oakland A's fan because of
Fact.
Jose and
Oh, yeah,
McGuire
man.
and Ricky Henderson and all them
Fact.
cats. Dave Henderson, all them dudes.
He
man.
definitely had that clearing that cream, bro, for sure.
Yeah,
he
man.
was kind of like that Tekashi, that first Tekashi dude. You know what I'm saying?
They was in the locker room like Latimer on a program,
Latimer, though.
Latimer,
shooting in the cheeks. Pause. You know they had a needle.
Man.
Bebo P was good, man.
Hey, man. We always it's always love no Diddy when it's fresh out time. So hey. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe and like buttons, man. And we appreciate y'all for joining us here.
Kids.
Holla at us, man. Holla at us, man. We rock with y'all. Always. Iceberg, man. Iceberg, how you living, Biggie Smalls?
Man, I'm
Yeah,
good,
man.
man. It's cooling
How you
out,
living,
man.
Biggie
Everything's beautiful.
Smalls?
And it's May, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about to be
Yes,
that Memorial Day joint, you know what I'm saying? Sundress season. Let's
Sundress
go.
season.
You know what I'm
Sundress
saying?
season.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so we went from not girl summer to sundress season.
Well,
Okay,
this
brother.
thing, you can still be a classy lady with the sundress.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Just make
for
sure you smell good. Make sure you put a little powder on your joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey man, we got a good show today,
That's
man. But
right.
again, fresh
Oh,
out
yeah.
show. We doing big numbers, man. We got a couple little guests for you, man. We holding it down. Let's be clear. We've been consistent, man, since November 2001. So, hey, man,
21. 21, brother. 21, brother.
21. Yeah, 21 Savage. November 21 Savage. We've been going in.
21.
We've been knowing each other since
I
2000.
should have had a Metro Boomin beat just in the
there
background.
you
We getting ready. 21.
Let's be clear. This is your first time here, man. We're building a hip hop community, man.
That's right.
Starts with the commentary. Bebo P,
You know us.
J Camp, LB the Podfather. You know how we get
Get your
down.
joint. Get
Let's
your
be
joint.
clear.
That's right. That's right.
So we give you the best hip hop debates, man, and all that,
Get
man.
y'all right.
Hit rawthinner.com. You know, we got Champion over it. Over here.
Yeah.
20% site wide, rawthinner.com. Help our guys out. Hit that cash app, man. We fresh out show. If you like what my guys are cooking on today, pause.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Let's get it in. Let's get it in, bro.
We're gonna get it in, man. First of all, before we even start off, man, y'all, we did a preliminary
review.
Mr. Morale, you know what I'm saying? That
Yes, sir.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
L, we got to get your thoughts on that real quick, man. What was your thoughts on that King?
So obviously, as a working family man, I haven't had the time to really spend with the album, but I did get about 2 full listens in, and probably 3 or 4 sort of smaller listens. But you know what this is? I just have a couple of comments about it, but the first one is just that, man, what a powerful album. You know what I'm saying? Very powerful album, very personal album as well. And those are the two big things that stuck out to me. And although I don't think this is his best album, this might be this might be his most powerful album,
I said
though.
the same exact thing, bro.
Just because of the topics that he's touching on, the things that he's talking about, just everything that he moves through. And then, the other thing that just kind of stood out to me while listening to this album is, two other things is the production was superb. Like
stellar.
I loved the production. And then, the other thing that jumped out to me, I was like, Drake could never, like,
we said the same thing.
I'm sorry, but
we said the same thing. Like Drake can't flip to this type of subject matter. Like his fans will crush him.
The moment that I was listening, I was just thinking, man, like Drake could never, man. Like, and this is why we need this guy.
No disrespect to Drake either.
Oh no, no disrespect to Drake. Like we need Drake too, because we need Drake for that particular space. You know what I'm saying? Just like I could say the same thing. Like Kendrick could never, as far as like create a Future album. He just never could, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I don't want him to though either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm saying that like, Drake could never, that applies to a lot of different artists from different perspectives.
It's in the 90 percentile.
Yeah. So, but man, I enjoyed the album thoroughly. It definitely kind of restores, your faith in hip hop, man, and just makes you feel good. And then just him getting personal, as far as just talking about his aunties, you know what I'm saying, talking about his psychologists, you know what I'm saying, just even talking about how you interact with with your significant other, you know what I'm saying, the whole track where they basically like yelling at each other, and you ain't been in a real relationship if you ain't ever basically yelled some version of that song, basically, you know what I'm saying. And what's crazy is that song was almost tough to listen to because it was hitting home so hard.
Oh, dude, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable conversations for the Black family. This whole album was.
Yeah, completely facts. And
J Camp, hold up real quick. So for L, what's your mic scale on this one?
This is
me and Jay said it was a 5. I think Bebo said a 4. Just going in.
This is
and all of those are
3.5.
And all of those are preliminary. You know what I'm saying? Again, we kept so it ain't like official.
I'm still at a 5 just for the subject matter.
Bebo said 3.5 mics.
Damn.
I think I'm at like a 4.5 is where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree.
And it might be a 5. That's that 4.5 with family life basically. I need an extra 3 months longer than most people to digest music. You know what I'm saying? So you basically spot on pretty much with all of us, man. Yeah, we all thought it was a dope record, man. So again, he's projected to do 320 today on the first week.
So, I heard that, J Camp. Niggas think they slick. No, I thought it was a dope album. So you know what I'm saying.
I'm just pulling your chain.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dope,
okay, prize 5 though.
We gotta talk about Jay-Z, man. You talking about dope, man.
Okay.
He just in January he put in a him and his lawyers, of course, put in a bill to basically hopefully help Young Thug out.
Oh man,
that basically you can't get prosecuted. Well, put it this way: everybody thought it was like, hey, you can talk about anything you want on rap lyrics. So, what most people don't understand is the bill is about you can't. If I say, hey, I'm shooting up the club, but then I'm going home to the library, you can't say, well, he said he was shooting up the club, so we're gonna interrogate him.
Right.
The bill says it's more about. You can't do that, but if you say I shot somebody 2 weeks ago and then you actually did it, we can use it. So is this a win in you guys' opinion or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a win if you're in New York. I mean,
in what way? In what way?
I mean, you can't just punish guys for lyrics from back in like 1998. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a rapper sitting at home at the crib with his family and then gets his door kicked in because of a bar in 1998, I mean, that's not fair. Right. So obviously, I think it's a win just on that scale of it. But this is just for like the state of New York, right? This isn't like
this is just state. This is just New York.
This is just New York.
Now, of course, they can make copy cuts, carbon copies of it in other states, but
which is what they do oftentimes.
Usually Cali is usually like kind of like the leader when it comes to passing like state level stuff, and everybody else kind of follows. So I see some states definitely following behind New York's footsteps on this, but I know a lot of cats in New York, a lot of hip hop artists, they was getting hemmed up for verses that they was just dropping, back in the day. So again, it's probably going to save a lot of our favorite rappers, and I'm proud of that piece of it. But go ahead, Bebo. It sounds like he's about to put that coof on.
Put the coof on, man. It's 11. It's 11:20. You can throw it on.
11 minutes in.
Nah. Yeah, y'all can hold the coof tonight. Y'all can rock the coof tonight. Nah, I mean,
is this a win in your opinion, Bebo?
Not necessarily. I mean,
that's coof work.
Let me clarify because
you might enlighten me. That's why I want you to.
No. I was actually going to go back and like put a slash mark along what I said and say it depends, because if you are, rapping and you're just spitting from a nonfiction aspect, which I think ties in with Jay Camp's words, then you storytelling, and that might have been your lifestyle, but you just may not have done the act things, verbatim, like bar for bar, word for word, or something like that.
Like some Nas bull, because Nas never did anything he said in his lyrics.
I don't know about anything.
He didn't have no technology on his dresser, man.
I'm not saying anything.
I ain't either. But
Jay got us believing that, but I hear you.
Good job.
There's the koofy.
Yeah, there you go.
There's that koof.
There's that koof. 1246.
That El Koofy.
But either
but I think I do think on the go ahead, Iceberg. What was you gonna say?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the flip side is if you're just kind of a basic Negro, just kind of looking at this, and not really looking at the details of it, you might be kind of loosey goosey with it and think, man, you might be celebrating like this is a win for just overall lyrics or whatever it is that you say in music, and then you could just kind of do whatever, and it's like, no, there's usually context to a situation.
That's a good point, because it could be a win for them snitches.
It could be. It could
be. You can't snitch no more. Dang it.
I do think that like Jay-Z is obviously the type of person to push the envelope. So, he's done, all types of marketing from billboards and, just he's conquered the business. I mean, just you name it. I mean, you name it. But one thing he hadn't conquered, or at least accomplished in his career, is government law in order to put himself out there. So this could be a way for him to, and I'm not trying to say this is actually so, but this does seemingly target like the archetype that doesn't really respect Jay in some aspects, the trap house cat or whatever.
So you're saying he's going for Congressman Sean Carter?
No, I don't think that. I think I just think he's lost ground in the streets, over the last few to several years.
Kim Kardashian is doing more for black men than Jay.
Stop. Where's that first stop?
Stop.
1437. How many men has Jay-Z got out of jail? I think Kim's got like what, three niggas out of jail?
Is that the only counter?
Good point. Good point.
But
how many niggas has she broken though?
25,
you know what I'm saying?
man. Who's that wide receiver she messed with, man? And he just like fell off from the Cowboys, man. Dude,
Bro.
I mean, a lot of them fell off. I mean, but Ye is Ye. He ain't gonna fall off. But
what about 72 days? What's his name? It was in
72 days.
Chris Humphries.
Humphries. Nah, 70, aka 72 days.
And salute to Chris Humphries for not putting no baby in her. Like to me, he
Miles Austin, man. Remember Miles Austin was nice until he got with
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
It's the Jenner Kardashian
man,
curse.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, peace to Miles and L.
Wherever you at, man. He in that arena league with T.O. and Boo. Get out of here.
Hey, you know, it is what it is.
L, what you think on this before we wrap it up, man?
I know you and I kind of went back and forth a little bit on this when it first came out. And my stance is mostly the same, which is that that I think based on what we're seeing that actually has gotten passed is basically just saying like, hey, have some evidence too. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
you can go job, out here, basically. Don't be lazy and just go off the lyrics.
There you go. Don't just go off the lyrics. Do
your job.
and then trying to use lyrics as far as like a character assassination, I think it's just like a bad look. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like saying
that's a
like,
good point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna arrest Joe Pesci and then character assassinate him off of what he was doing in Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get Joe Pesci because he did something wrong, not because he played a character in a movie or whatever.
Absolutely.
I think it's the same kind of thing here, man. Just come with some evidence. As long as you got some extra evidence. And then if you want to back that up by saying, oh, yeah, and he said it in this song,
right?
Then I don't have no problem with it. Put the lyrics on out there. But if you just come in like, oh, man, I heard him say it in the song, let's bust down the door and let's throw him on the floor and then see what we can get
off the strength of the song.
Off the strength of the song, then I think that is problematic. But obviously, there's a lot of ways that this thing can go that a lot of people don't know about. Kind of like you guys were saying, is maybe the snitches feel a certain way about this. You know what I'm saying? And so you just gotta be careful with anything because there's always
Jeremy said some Toast lyrics in the back of the day too, man. He get jammed up on them Toast references, man.
Look, speaking of snitching,
Toast,
right.
Get always hemmed up on that.
But I think what
L's money with that though.
Yeah, he is money with that, and what, like we said last Wednesday about like the history of the RICO, like starting off, going after these mafia organizations on down to these street level cats. Gangs. This could be a proactive move in the benefit of entertainers and the urban contemporary space. So that is another side of the coin that I don't want to cast a shadow on. So
this would have helped Young Thug or no?
No,
I don't think so.
It's too. They had him on wiretap. I mean, and it was and it was like a narc too. It was a undercover boy too. That was in there too. So this wouldn't help him.
And then, and plus the rental car situation that was in connection with the actual drive-by and all that type. Like there's connections. And there's lyrics. There's lyrics that he said in his music and on music videos that connect to what it is that they've been investigating for years. So
they actually did work on it. They had
They
had him on the whiteboard.
They did.
And then the moment
the wires connected to everybody.
Right, they had a tack on the whiteboard with all the wires.
They had that Edward name on the Batman.
They did.
Well, and then the moment that you cross state lines doing something, man, they really gonna throw the buck at you. You know what I'm saying? So man, he's this if they had this passed in Atlanta 2 years ago, he would still
be.
I think so too. Yeah.
1000%. As he should be. If he is committing this nastiness that they are saying that he's doing, hey man, he's a monster. He needs to be off the streets, man. Let's be completely 100 about it if that's what he's doing. I don't know if it is, but if it is, man, like you got to go, man. You can't be out here like just
preach,
just taking taking lives like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one thing to scam and kind of fake some stuff in your lyrics. It's another thing to actually body black men and women. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different situation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But speaking of people who aren't doing their job, you gotta talk about verses. This is the platform that J Camp wants to get on. I don't think it's gonna last that long, man. I think this is the thing. First of all, did anybody even know Cypress Hill and Onyx was performing?
I just happen to know.
I found out like literally like 2 minutes before it was about to pop off, and I was actually kind of upset about it because I was busy. And
so did you try to find it or no?
Yeah, I did. Like afterwards, I tried to find it.
So I tried to find it when it was going on. It wasn't even on YouTube or Instagram. But normally they live feed it on Instagram, right?
Yeah, and
they didn't even do it this time on this at all. You had to pay to see it.
That wasn't fair to, to those legendary groups either.
It's not.
I mean, in my opinion.
That's so true.
So Be Real from Cypress Hill kind of went off, which is not normally like him. He's a quiet cat. He went off and said, "Yo, this was disrespectful. This is why you see the poop emoji down there. This is disrespectful, to disrespect these legends, in my opinion, with Onyx and Cypress Hill.
It's super disrespectful.
What's your thoughts on the platform? Do you think this platform will still stay, or was it just a COVID situation? Can they fix it, or is it just a wrap? Because black folks ain't trying to pay. We already got Disney Plus and all this other stuff we're paying for.
Mm-hmm. it could stay, but you can't be making business moves like that. Especially when you start disrespecting artists. Like that should have been done in the very beginning. To me, if you're going to have a pay per subscription type of service,
or they should have made it very clear.
Yeah, it should have been very clear.
It sounded like none of them knew what was going on.
No, because when I think of like Cypress Hill has a ridiculous fan base. I mean, a very large. I mean, they perform at the biggest music festivals.
Dude,
with your largest
crowd, man.
With your biggest rock groups.
Yeah,
that's how big they are. And the fact that they got treated like that, man, I'm like, that makes me want to go off on it. You know what I'm saying? That makes me not trust this whole situation. Because to me, you could have monetized off of it as far as like subscriptions type stuff. You could have.
Well, most people go on Versus because when you do it, your catalog goes up, right? So if I don't see you, I don't play your music now.
Cypress Hill don't really need that. They good.
But it's not about whether you need it or not. It's just about saying that, like, hey, sometimes you need a platform to
absolutely to reconnect too.
Yeah, to reconnect and reintroduce your music.
And also anybody under 30 who didn't know, who doesn't know Cypress Hill Onyx.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what the reintroduce is.
And same thing with Onyx too. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about Cypress Hill, it's about Onyx as well. And they're another, legendary, 90s hip hop group.
Oh yeah.
And for that to happen, man, I mean, it's very disappointing. Yeah, and like Slim said, couldn't even find it.
Bebo, what's your thoughts on this, Bebo?
Nah, it's funny because I remember us talking about this situation with Versus not long ago here on Fresh Out, and in so many words, we were basically saying that they didn't do anything to change up the format for the benefit of the consumers. Then it's going to be a sinking ship, and that's what it's starting to look like. Because before, remember when we last talked about it, I believe Swizz was saying in so many words that, it's not true that there's a paywall. And now apparently there is.
He was going to fix it and he was going to make sure everything was good.
Or something like that. Yeah.
With big nostrils.
Yeah.
We knew that wasn't going to be the case moving forward. We
correct. Correct. And, as J Camp indicated, shout out to Cypress Hill and shout out to Onyx because they definitely deserve better here. I was pissed,
man. Real talk.
Yeah, because those are legends, and they both have. Well, I know Cypress Hill has a new album out right now, and I think Onyx has a new one coming.
There you go.
Yep.
So, I mean, in addition to their legendary catalog from what they've released in the past. They got new music coming out today or in these days, and it's not really a good representation for their promotion or whatever. So I also feel like, maybe I don't know so much about the matchups. I mean, of Onyx versus Cypress Hill
it
because
wasn't a good matchup.
It wasn't
I
a good
think what it was
matchup.
is they had some fights going on too, so it was like a fight night kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not dissing the matchup. I'm just saying I just maybe feel like there could have been maybe a different matchup, or maybe you guys let us know in the comment section. Was this an ideal matchup for hip hop legendary groups, or are there others that you would have liked to have seen with Cypress Hill or with Onyx? Or
I think honestly went with somebody from New York too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean,
like a MOP or something.
MOP, Mob Deep, something.
To me, you could have even
character.
done like maybe like Dog Pound. Could
Facts,
have
I like
be
that
in
too.
there too. But I mean,
like that too.
this was definitely not very well thought out. I mean, to begin with,
It wasn't.
Go ahead, Bebo.
No. I was gonna just add on by saying that I sniff a downhill trajectory here.
Why you dissing Swiss Beats like that? Talking about his nose. With a big nose. Get out of here.
Right. I mean,
J Camp favorite producer.
To me, Swizz and Tim, they should come out and just give an apology to the fans of Onyx and to Cypress Hill, because that was piss poor, just let down of a production, man.
And for cats like us, we want to see those dudes, man, and we want to see them win and get some bread too. We want to support.
Right. Absolutely.
In my opinion, Swiss and Tim, man, they're a bigger disappointment than Patrice Colors and Black Lives Matter.
Wow,
taking all the loot and boo.
So true.
Here we go.
So true.
But this is the thing, LB. You're the tech guy.
Yes.
Is there something that they can do to come back heavy, man? Like with some technology, like the Optus, the little goggles you can see the 3D and bull. Like, what's something they can do to come back, man?
Well, I mean, you just got to realize that there's a lot of different pieces of this, right? Which is that first off, we're already headed towards an economic downturn, right?
Yeah, we are.
If you start to look at the stock market, you look at tech companies, everybody's everything's kind of headed in
stocks way down.
It's sort of like a down direction. Okay. Now, another thing you need to look at is also look at everything else that was hot during the pandemic, right? So let's start off with like ID. I think you cop one of the Peloton bikes, right? Peloton did all of this stuff. They was crazy. They was hot during the pandemic, and if you look at them now, they scaling back everything. They laying off people. They changing their CEO. Everything.
No demand.
Everything is changing directions. Okay,
I'm mad too, and the price went down too.
It's funny. Oh, go ahead, brother.
But yeah, so if you just think about what was happening as far as like how there was things that were popular during the pandemic, and then there were things that started to trail off, right? This is just another piece of that, right? It's part of what made Versus the success that it was the pandemic was going down. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it was created.
And so, like, if you think about this, if Peloton, who sells hardware and software as a service and has a very sleek setup and everything, if they come on the other side of the pandemic and they're going down and they got to lay off and all of these things like this, what makes you think that like something like a Verse bump into some of those same problems? Okay, so
true.
So one of the first things we got to think about is just like, we can't go like, oh, house is on fire, like it's going to crash. Like there's a lot of different businesses that are being affected in this way. Now, have they done anything to really help themselves as far as making it better or doing other things to sort of attract people or communicate better with their people or anything like that? They haven't done anything,
right?
Though,
but why don't why don't they do some old Marvel type bull and say, hey, this is the 3-month schedule, so that way you know what's going on, you can plan your night around it, you can have a party night, because they just literally just went from gospel music to Onyx and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like, I mean, and that's marketing 101.
That is, and that's what I was going to say is that clearly their marketing budget has been eliminated. I think what they're attempting to do is they're trying to hide the fact that like their budget is getting like basically decimated.
Drop a bomb,
and because their budget is decimated, they can't do all the things that they used to because aren't they like partnered with what is it, ByteDance,
Triller,
the owner
Triller.
Triller. Okay, Triller, but
Which it sounds dusty.
Triller, I think, is owned by ByteDance, who also owns TikTok or whatever.
This is why you come to Fresh Out.
So,
and you gotta download that stupid app too. That's
but yeah,
just put on YouTube, man.
And that's the thing is that like what is happening is they probably said, hey, listen, man, your budget's cut. Listen, we're losing viewership, we're losing money, we're laying off people. You think that their budget ain't getting cut? So their budget is cut and they trying to hide it. What they should do is just be a bit more transparent about it. Just get out in front of it. Say, hey, listen, hey, our budget got cut a little bit. We on the downturn. We haven't been getting as many views, but that's okay. We still gonna try to give you high quality product. And then use all your channels, use your social media
to
thing up and all of those things.
Why can't they just do advertising? Black Lives Matter got 90 million. Like you can get at least 10 for a concert.
You gotta stop
bamboozling.
You gotta stop that BLM comparison. Bro.
Use one of their mansions that they bought for podcasting and social events.
And to me, it shouldn't take too much to put on the production because remember when Erykah Badu almost was like the first one to do like the bedroom concert
from the crib,
but we knew she was charging for that, but people was cool with that though. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. People don't mind making a pay-per-view purchase, but you know what they do when there's a pay-per-view fight? They tell you 6 months ahead of time that there's going to be a pay-per-view fight, right?
Right.
The fight is coming on this date. It's going to cost this much money, and we're going to come out and we're going to have a pre-show and a pre-show.
So you can basically say, hey, all the homies come through, but bring $10 and some beer.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Get all your homeboys at the house. I'm the one that pays the 50, but all my homeboys is here, so I don't mind paying the $50 because everybody's here. We all go.
Wifey make the hors d'oeuvres and bull.
Yeah. I mean, and they could have easily did like a $4.99. You know what I'm saying? For this little joint.
Yep.
From Jump Street or something, some variation of that, which is a good point.
Ground beef is $25, man. Ain't nobody just got $5 to throw out the window for an Onyx joint.
I mean,
for real. You gotta be
I
careful.
think
be careful.
You know, Albert brought up a good point too, in that like stocks are down. People are reluctant to invest in real estate, but like a good comparison is Netflix, you know, which is a streaming service.
They're starting to struggle too.
Exactly. So if they're going down and they're saying, hey, look, you guys who work with us, who work for us, if you're not willing to go along with the changes that we need in order to progress in these times of loosening up from, you know, these restrictions loosening up from the pandemic, you know, you're out. And it's just one of those things where, you know, you gotta be willing to come to the table and say, okay, these certain things aren't working anymore. We got to go to the table. So if a powerhouse like Netflix is willing to do that, then Triller / Versus is no different.
So basically, what you're saying is the reason why we're not seeing Usher versus Justin Timberlake is because they ain't got no dough.
No, they ain't got no budget. They ain't got no budget. And
I think that's true.
And
I think that's very true.
If you think about like Swizzy and Tim, like
if they had budget, Jay-Z would be on there too.
Prior to this moment, what has been like the critical like business move that you saw either of those guys make? None. Right. So that just tells me that this also means they're first timers at this as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you can't get it right as a first timer, but there's a ton of things that you don't know about as a first timer because like at least what we know with like somebody like Sus Daddy did or you know, Jay-Z or something, right, is we know that they've done businesses before. We know that they've been down in the weeds. They've had to deal
and they put their own money down too.
They put their money, they had to strike deals, they had to do partnerships. So they've been through the ups and the downs and the ebbs and the flows. These guys never have because there's nothing in their background that suggests that they have. And so, yeah, now that we in this downturn, you ain't got no budget. And what you have to realize is now you got to get like fresh out. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out. Hey, what do? We hitting the social medias. We trying to get our numbers up. So that way we don't have to spend as much money. Now we going to spend some money to try to advertise and market and get people out there. But as well, we want to use some of the free versions of that, which is what these guys should have been doing. Timberland and Swizzy should have been all over Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere, like pumping the heck out of this.
Yeah,
Alicia Keys should have been putting it out there, and they should have tapped anybody that they knew that they got a little bit of favor with, and they should have been pumped the heck out of this.
Well, the other thing too was like, hey man, where's the rap snacks and We Drink and Swisher Sweets and cool Virginia Slim cigarettes? Like you have pretty much a 90% African American demo, and you know they're gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? So where is the Spirit Airline advertisement where you go?
And that's what I was saying.
They got too comfortable, but yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, they got arrogant, man. They was banking off some of the successes that they had on some of the larger ones. You know what I'm saying? When they had it on IG, and then when they flipped it over to Triller, when they had a lot of views, they figured, oh, we ain't got to do no marketing. We ain't got to step into the social media space.
Everybody just stuck in the house. They're gonna watch it.
They're gonna watch it anyway.
But I think beyond this, right, is I don't even know if they got complacent. I just think that's the place they've been in this whole time. Like, and then they just now on the other side of it doing the
for a while. I agree with that.
Yeah. Doing the exact same thing they was doing during the pandemic, and then they go, well, man, why ain't this working? Because you're not in the pandemic anymore, bro. Like people is outside. So you're going to have to do something different. I think they're doing exactly the exact same thing they did when they started. And then they're wondering why they working, because we are not in that same moment.
And they're not taking the show on the road. To me, they should have took the show on the road as soon as stuff started lifting.
Hey, we're coming to Atlanta this week, and then next month we're going to Miami. We're going to do 5 shows in Miami.
And we said that before. Go ahead, J Camp.
No, I'm just saying they could have easily sold tickets.
Yeah, they could have.
We've been
treated like the joint that you went to in Vegas, J Camp, that one day and whatever. Where hey man, we're gonna do like 5 shows and just record them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got the live money, we got the t-shirts, we got the merch. You got your Versus t-shirt. You can come.
And you can have multiple artists there.
Hey,
like
we giving them everything that they need to get it right.
Man, come to Fresh Out, man, with a check though. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, do you see them like maybe trying to get another investor to maybe get some? If you don't get a bigger artist, man, this ain't gonna work, man.
I don't think so, because
it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, because in order to have an investor, you have to show value. You know,
and this has no value.
You gotta, and if they see these numbers of whatever's going on now, and they're gonna ask. I mean, for those who know, if you've even seen Shark Tank, you know, if they know the numbers, they're not going to invest in anything like this, because they look down the line, you know, short term and long term. Short term, it's not a good look. Go at the current trajectory that they're going right now. So I personally don't see
the artists either.
This not at all. Not at all. It's about
and this is the thing. This is the thing. Just to be clear, though, the season 1 was Little John, DJ Premier, Teddy Riley, Babyface, Neo, The Dream,
and that's when the quality was poor.
Jagged Edge 112. It was. Then you go into this season, dude.
You had Music Soul Child,
the SW and Escape and bull, like D'Angelo and Friends, like
yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like,
here's the thing. This is like an NBA team that's not making an adjustment at halftime, and you out here getting torched by the superstar.
And Phoenix Suns is basically what this is.
Oh yeah.
Game 7, dog. Chris Paul, Jesus don't like this guy.
They putting up the goose egg right now, bro. Like seriously, like when you come out at halftime, man, you gotta make adjustments, man.
You gotta put the fart on that one, man.
You gotta put the fart on that one. Gotta make adjustments.
LB just basically boo-booed on him. If there's a fart emoji,
you see it down there. Speaking of farts, man, we gotta talk about Freddie Gibbs. Before we go into with Freddie, though, Much love to all the victims
Victims,
that happened over in
man.
Buffalo, man, with the shootout at the
Yeah,
grocery store.
yeah.
As a young cat, man, it was a hate crime, even if they don't want to admit it. It was, and I think,
Sincere
man,
condolences.
we need to make sure that we're protecting our neighborhoods, man. This is for the men, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you are protecting your neighborhood. This is for black men. We got to get back to protecting our
Yeah, that
neighborhoods,
was
man. There's a reason why people think they can just walk up in our joints and just shoot it up. You know what I'm saying? Because they think ain't no retaliation. So,
yeah, man.
fellas, make sure you taking care of your neighborhood. And like I said, much peace and blessings to everybody in Buffalo. Before we get into the situation, we're not condoning violence. We're just talking about this situation that happened. But Freddie Gibbs, Jay Kemp's guy, he's from Indiana, so we got to rep him hard. Pause.
I'm a fan, man.
But he made a mistake by going to the op city without any goons, man. And he got gang jumped at a steak restaurant, just like he did in Miami with the Jim Jones situation. I don't know what's going on with him in restaurants and getting jumped. But Jay Kemp, this your guy, so we got to start off with you, man. What's your thoughts on this whole situation, man, and how could he have maybe prevented this situation?
First, I want to say I'm glad that, what I'm saying, Freddie's okay and ain't nothing seriously happened to him, and he's still here. He's still able to
with
what I'm saying, work on his craft.
They could have really hurt this dude, man.
They could have, man.
Or worse.
This is basically, just you gotta be more intelligent. You gotta be smarter than this. Like you said, Iceberg, you gotta have some people, always have protection. You always want to have a circle of folks, man. We've seen way too many of our hip-hop stars, man, who has fell victim to having either leaks in security or just not enough security or no security. You gotta have it now. It's 2022. It's completely different than what it was 10 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. Yeah, I mean, we have morphed into a society where anybody will pull up. I mean, we've seen it. We see it every day, man.
They want to do it for the gram anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and people doing it for the gram, man. You see what happened to Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? People will do anything, man, and don't put your locale out of where you are. Never do that. I try to tell my family that. My younger cousins, like, don't be blogging from a place when you by yourself or you with one other
LB
person.
used to tell me that too, man. Like, hey, don't put your stuff on Facebook because they gonna know you out of town and rob your joint.
Yeah, and rob your crib. You never know who's watching. And
yeah, man.
Freddie got to understand in his position, you're gonna have enemies. Like, the more you transcend, the more enemies you're gonna have. That's just a fact of life.
And that might be a part of it, right? Is that having this much fame is kind of new to him. You know what I'm saying? Because for so long he was just
an artist.
Yeah, he was just an artist, and a few people knew who he was, but not.
I can say he's a household name, correct?
He's a household name now. Yeah.
I would say he's a household name. And then, but he basically had a streak, man. He had 2 or 3 albums, man. It was just absolutely nuts.
Easily could have went back-to-back albums of the year. Easily could have with Pinata.
And he has a cult following too now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, to me, he's like a currency kind of cat.
He is.
Absolutely. So that's why it might be new to him, because he might have been able to do this for the last 20 years, you know what I'm saying? And then I think you also got to take in the other factor, man, is that he is from Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana used to
shout out to GI, the region.
Shout out to GI. They roll different.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? They different.
Gary, Indiana, in the early 2000s, they used to trade off as being the murder capital of the world with New Orleans.
So St. Louis, Detroit.
In the early 2000s.
Google it. If you ain't heard about it, Google it.
It was New Orleans, then Gary, then New Orleans, then Gary, then New Orleans, then Gary. It just went back and forth. So sometimes when you escape a place like that, you be thinking like, oh man, I can't be touched. I can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? And so there's probably a little bit of
dudes from Gary.
Nah, man, nah, yeah. So so he might have just been in that space, like, hey, man, I made it out of Gary, Indiana, man. I'm making millions. I got an album, like, man, I can't be touched. He might be in that mindset, and you can't be slipping, like Jay Camp said, man.
I would have saw Buffalo on the schedule and canceled it.
Yep. And I'll say this too, man. Like, there's been other people like Project Pat, who's basically talked on the same thing. Like, you can't go because he even said he learned his lesson like early in his career. You going to even like small towns like Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
facts.
you can get shook up anywhere.
Yeah, you can.
Anywhere.
You can get shook
Yep.
up anywhere, man. You
Especially
got
with
to
the
be on
name.
your P's and Q's.
Especially with the name Project Pat,
Oh,
Gangsta Gibbs.
And he was
Like,
saying the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'm from Memphis. I know what street is, but
You're not bringing out people from the Petroleum Club. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. Like, it's
No,
a
You
it's
bring
a
out the
different
hood.
beast out here in these
Yeah.
streets, man. I mean,
Yeah,
they
man.
see what you got, they want that. Like, they
they
hungry.
wolves and they hungry. Exactly.
Hey man, it's just
Couldn't
like
have said it
Players
better.
Club when Luke came into the strip club, everybody went crazy. You know what I'm saying? B-Boy, what's your thoughts, man, on this, man?
No, same as what everybody said, man. From the alleged alleged Jim Jones encounter that he had at Prime 112 in Miami, which you referenced
Shout out
Iceberg
to them. We need a little love when we get down there.
all day. But from that to this Buffalo situation, man, I'm over to say first, Gibbs he's actually very fortunate to have only gotten jumped with bruises, black eyes, and
Very fortunate.
things
I
that
wish he would
and
have
things
learned a
didn't
lesson
worse.
the first time.
Right. So he's very fortunate to not have ended up worse off than what he could have. At the same time, I've been, I guess privy to some or limited degree that he's been known to like egg on like other people, certain cats, situations, whatever, by way of, I don't know if you want to call it trolling or whatever, but
He's just a
and
good
just
troller.
generally speaking, yeah, at least from what I've heard or whatever. So I will say that I think it's dope that he was still able to perform on stage that next evening after that
dope.
Buffalo
Hey, he's the real
encounter
one
with his
he's
face
the real
swollen.
one for I would have went home.
And shout
Nah,
out
you
shout out to
Yeah.
his fans. I should say shout out to
Yep.
him as an artist for really caring about his fans, because most people would have been
Absolutely.
like, I'm done. But Freddie was like,
Bro.
no,
Yeah.
I owe it to my fans to pay for
Right.
I
these
would have
tickets.
been out.
I would have been out
Right.
too. But again,
Why don't you
I'm
just
a
go home?
I'm a salute him for doing that, man. I mean, that's an honorable thing to do for your fans.
It is.
You know
It
what
is.
I'm saying?
No, that's
So I
big
salute
time.
that.
That's big time right there.
He's a professional, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, man, we just want to, salute him, make sure he's cool. But man, you got to move smarter, man, these streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. So that doesn't happen again, man. We already getting brothers in jail. We don't need one in no hospital, man, over some silly stuff, man. And this is something that honestly we're alleging that we know what group did it. But at the end of the day, when you diss somebody from somebody's hometown, the people there take it personal.
You gotta expect that, man. Like,
man.
I'm not saying that it should happen. I'm just saying that you have to expect that, though. The same thing with every beef. Anytime, even with Pusha T. Remember, he went to Toronto, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be
gonna
friendly.
get at you, bro.
You go into unfriendly environments where
You know what I'm saying? Did he have the beer poured on his head or some other stuff like that?
Yeah, on his dready cougars.
And I'm not even saying that like the squad in Buffalo was even remotely involved in whatever happened. I'm just saying that anytime that you diss somebody, if it's a hometown hero, a hometown son, I mean, that's gonna happen. That's bound to happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, man, we just want to move a little smarter, man. And other people should take notice of this, man. Even if you're just a regular cat, man, like just be careful when you're out of town, man. Take some people with you. When we were moving in college, man, we made sure we went to Purdue or IU. We rode a little deep, you know what I'm saying? Cause we like people they don't know us.
Big facts.
You get got, you know what I'm saying?
Big facts, man.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful out here, man.
I will say, let me say this too, before we switch up, because I just thought about this. Gangsta Gibbs is going to be 40 in June. So
yeah, man.
when you become, a certain age range, I mean, whatever that may be for you as a man, sometimes you just got to learn how to move different. You know what I'm saying? That's, the older you get. So, and this goes to all
Kendrick
black
album.
men.
Listen to that Kendrick album. That's what they made.
You need to put that Kendrick on rotation while you sleeping, bro.
I mean, yeah, whatever you got to do, hey, sometimes you just can't move how you once did, regardless of how you feel about a situation, a person, or just whatever your thoughts or just whatever the situation is as a whole. Sometimes you just gotta move with you just got to move different, for the betterment of all parties. So the next time we want to see Gibbs in the news, saying we want to see him in terms of new music, something for the community, like a contribution, another contribution, things of that nature. So much love to Gibbs, and we glad that you ended up becoming all right, just with a few bruises, battered up with some scrap, whatever, what I'm saying.
Speaking of moving
at the least,
with not being able to move, you gotta talk about Sus Daddy.
Here we go.
And the 2022 Billboard Music Awards, which is the worst ever in Billboard history. And Sus Daddy thought he could bring it back. If you guys didn't watch the show, it was a travesty. This dude started off in like that little California raisin suit that when you're fat and you're trying to lose weight, he's wearing a whole leather suit with the hammer pants. He comes out with a new song. Then he brings out Kentucky Fried Chicken logo, Jack Harlow, Jake Kemp's favorite guy.
You were ethering.
Then he comes out and actually performs More Money and More Problems without Mace, and Mace is in town. Yikes. He's at the Lovers and Friends concert. Actually, they said the NBC broadcast was a 0.5, which was 2.5 million, 2.5 million people. The actual show that beat them that night was it was America's Funniest Home Videos.
Is it Carlton doing those from Fresh Prince?
From Carlton.
Yeah.
America's Funniest Home Videos, American Idol, and The Rookie season 4 beat the Billboard Awards with Diddy. You are officially done, bro.
Yeah, man, it's a wrap.
Sus Diddy got beat by Carlton,
and you damn near you got beat by the Equalizer, bro.
And you got beat by Cliff Paul, bro.
So, long story short, I basically went to Getty's Images and made sure if you didn't see it, I got some footage for you, very crispy.
Okay.
This is the one where he performed without Mace, which looked horrible. It looked like he was in a leather pastor robe.
That ain't it.
We love Diddy to a certain extent. Then he had to put on the fake carpet on the topping.
Boy, looking greasy like Benjamin Crump. Boy. He looked like he's ready to chase an ambulance. He looked like he's ready to chase an ambulance with Benjamin Crump.
Dude, look how so much greasy. He was promoting Bad Boy. He was promoting all his artists. He was promoting his liquor. He was just acting like he'd never been on.
He really was.
Bro.
Yeah, he was.
Then it went into the Travis Scott show, which it was like he was in like this ice thing. But look at this dude's nose right here, bro.
What is that?
You gotta do better too, Travis. That song was whack, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was just horrible, man. So, just what's your thoughts on this, man? Just even if you didn't see the show, what was your thoughts just on these numbers and just this overall thing of Diddy trying to basically get it together, but he was struggling with the moves, man.
It's somebody who's trying too hard, who's still stuck in like pre-2005. That whole leather swag. That's not getting it done. Like him and Usher, like the two dudes, like they can't get out of like a certain era.
Usher's on Instagram roller skating.
Yes, I'm saying like it's like they stuck, and it's not. I've always said I appreciate when guys act their age, but sometimes when you get into a game that's like a young man's game now, I expect for you to be out here like Bun B. You need to be in t-shirts, some jeans, some Nikes, and a hat.
Flip-flop with them socks and boots.
You know what I'm saying? Do that. Like you trying too hard, bro. Like,
but here's the thing, man. There's plenty
you 50 years old and you got like the colored beard. You know what I'm saying? You got the dyed beard and
Beijing. The Beijing.
That Beijing, boy.
Yeah.
He done borrowed that Beijing from Khaled. And he think he's got this stuff,
bro. You doing too much.
But here's the thing, man. He's got plenty of older rappers that are out here still getting to it and making money and making moves that
with a
he can
receiving boy.
yeah, that he can just like he can mimic or emulate or something, because that's his whole thing anyway, right? You just kind of borrow and steal from everybody else, right? So if that's your move already,
called sampling.
Why don't you just go ahead and do that with your style stuff as well, man? Just go ahead and
man.
borrow
This
from
be
these other
like
guys that
Scarface
go
trying to
already do
get dreads. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah,
is Diddy
man.
officially washed?
Yes.
Yes, like that. There is
But
no
he
question
been
about
watched
that.
though, man. Like
He has been washed.
Ben,
I
But
tell you,
like to me, like Puff could have brought back every old cat from the 2000s. He could have done it.
he's burnt too many
DMX
bridges,
tribute. He could have
though.
done a DMX and Biggie tribute. What's
Ego.
crazy? He's the curator of hip hop, but there was no hip hop
Ego.
in the show.
But he can't go
Ego.
back to those cats, man, for the most part. Like he burnt so many bridges, and I'm not saying he's burnt every bridge, but
That's his ego though, too, man. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, come out, bring out Jay-Z, bring out Jermaine Dupri, bring out all the big
Nah,
dogs.
man.
You know what I'm
He-
saying?
they
And
probably
then
wouldn't
mix
have
them
done
up with
that.
new cats.
I just respect OGs who's OGs. Like you don't see RZA and all them guys and Ghostface and them trying to show up in some leather. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like
You know,
at
I
some
know.
point
Go
you
ahead.
got to be like 50-year-old Diddy.
You
You know
gotta
what I'm
be,
saying?
man.
That we can look up to you. Like I can't look up to you if you still trying to dress like you 20.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I got an
don't take
uncle. I
advice-
got an uncle doing that.
man.
Like
Don't take advice from King
I tell you
Combs,
what, man.
okay? Take advice from Chic Luch, Jadakiss, or something,
yeah,
man.
you know,
Like,
Styles. Them dudes is
Nah,
they
yeah.
OGs, man.
Not these
Like,
young dudes, man. Not
Now,
from
and let's
Jack
be clear,
Harlow.
he not only hosted it, he was the executive producer of the show. So he
was.
could do whatever he wanted.
And he kept saying that too throughout the whole show. He kept
Right.
making that an I situation and didn't really emphasize or make
Ego.
much of a mention of the acts that, you know, or the folks that were gonna that the show was actually about until it was actually their time, of course. But there's another thing too. Personally, I noticed around the time frame that he did an interview with Ray Dalio to current date, or at least this is my personal observation, that he's been seemingly going through what I consider a midlife crisis. You know, that Bohemian
Big
Grove
facts.
midlife crisis. So
Big facts there.
you know what I'm saying? He's got these semi-erratic actions, just, you know, acting like he could still dance in the fashion that he did, you know, 20 years ago and all that.
Man, he looked like barbecue chicken on the stage.
Man, gosh.
Just saucy, dog. You know what I'm saying?
With the skin flabby if you try to bake it too short.
Well, in this thing, let's be clear,
Stop it.
dog.
Stop it.
But let's be clear. Mace was performing in Vegas, same city, and he's performing, and his music gets cut off.
Ego.
He ends up blaming Diddy for it and just ends up doing his whole set a cappella.
Ego.
And says on the mic, "Oh, Diddy got me." Do y'all think he was that like Diddy's that petty?
Yes.
To pay somebody to cut
Diddy
his
is
music
that petty.
off?
It's
Yes.
possible.
Cut that nigga's nuts off.
It's
Yeah.
possible
bro.
that Sus Diddy did it.
I
Diddy
don't
is
want to
that
say it
petty.
for sure. If I, you know, that's going to the Koofy realm.
Hey,
I'm
maybe-
like, hey, he really did that. But I mean, I can't.
May
really
said
say
it. May
for
said
sure.
his
Hey,
name. though.
listen. Hey, listen.
did.
Maybe he
Yeah, he
need to
said thanks,
change his
Diddy.
name. Hey, P Diddy, Petty Diddy. I think that's the new name for him, right?
Man,
Petty
that's
Diddy.
sus petty Diddy, dog.
Sus Petty Diddy. That's a
Oh.
good one.
I definitely think it's possible that
Hey.
Sus Diddy cut.
I'm
that,
putting the coof on, bro. He did it. I'm
Okay,
putting-
hold on. So let's be
Uh-oh,
clear. Let's
uh-oh,
be clear. Let's be
uh-oh.
clear. Lovers. They had a Lovers and Friends tour. An event that was in Vegas that same weekend.
Mhm.
Sean Paul, The Dream, Juvenile, Neo, Nelly, TLC, Lauryn Hill,
Yeah, it was a nice.
Monica, Mario.
Nice
So
list of artists.
why didn't he just bring this over to Billboard?
And-
SWV, Keep Sweat.
Because
I
it's-
guarantee you,
because
black
because
people would
Warren
have tuned
G.
in. Black
And the
people
one
would've
name-
tuned in to that.
True.
Yeah.
And then the one name, the reason also, in addition to what Jay Camp said, is the one name you didn't mention is Diddy.
Oh, boom,
Because it was about him.
Ego.
There you go.
Ego.
And this isn't just fresh out.
5650.
No, straight up. It was about him. You know, this isn't just fresh out. saying this.
Renee, he is mega petty, man. Super
Mhm.
petty.
Petty Diddy.
Oh, and
yeah,
also,
he is
hey,
petty.
if you're not following her channel is so dope. Go check it out.
All
Definitely,
day.
man.
All
Renee
day.
Stout.
For sure.
For sure.
Peace to Renee. Peace to
Yeah.
Renee. If we said this,
Yeah.
if we said that right.
But
yeah.
again, like Diddy's so petty, man. And the whole show was about him when he could have done that lovers and friends situation.
Yep, he could have. But
And
hey,
you got beat out by Cliff Paul.
and then the ratings were still bad. You only did 2 million. America's funniest home videos did like 6 million, 4 million.
Carlton beat you, brother.
Yeah.
Carlton beat you.
A man with about 5 jobs. He's got 5 different jobs out here.
Man.
And he beat you.
He got more credibility than Sus Diddy, dog. I gotta say that. Him and Chris Paul. I'm sorry.
And he didn't have to do a rock and leather either.
Man, he did.
If you didn't watch the show, please watch it, man. Just we don't have a lot of time to go into. We can talk about this weekend.
We can talk about it all day, actually, but we ain't gonna
dude. Just go check out the performance with him, and I pray that he didn't touch Bryson Tiller, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Louisville was representing with Jack Harlow, aka Lil Scooty.
Penn Griffey, man.
and they had Penn Griffey start the show off. So shout out to Louisville 504, 502.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But Diddy was acting like he's the curator of the vibe. Like, get out of here, man.
Right.
Chocolate Soul Brother. Nah, brother. No,
that's
Pete Rock.
Disrespecting Static Major, man.
You disrespected Pete Rock too. I heard him say Chocolate Boy Wonder. I heard that too.
And this is no diss, man. You know, I grew up in the 90s, man. We respect Diddy, man. But this is not. This is Sus Diddy. This that love character that he's trying to do. I can even understand if he was even promoting the Love Records and all that, the stuff that he started with Motown.
This is that Diddy with the shower cap. This is the Diddy with the shower cap hollering at Travis Scott talking about let's go shopping.
Hey,
okay.
Man. I might just go check out that America's Funniest Home video, man. I think I do want to see that now.
Oh Lord.
Man.
Before we get out of here, man, we gotta give flyers of the week real quick, man.
Man.
Who's y'all flyers of the week, man?
Bebo.
Yeah, okay.
Bebo.
All right. Well, I'll set it off, and I'm gonna go back to the East Coast from the West.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take it to the BK, and I made reference to this name this past Saturday on the Mr. Morale in the Big Steppers review, the preliminary review. So I'm gonna mention her in more detail tonight. And I'm gonna say my flowers go to Hurricane G. For those who remember her, man, she was that.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured somebody would know her.
Yeah.
Okay. She's that Puerto Rican BK. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she really doesn't get mentioned at all these days. From what I could tell. You know, she's she was the first lady of the Hit Squad.
Yep.
Back in the 90s, she in the Hit Squad, she was the first. Well, they didn't call her that, but essentially she was the first lady and still is. So,
she rocked them Scullies too, like a.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She wore the baggy gear. Yeah. And she had that feisty rap style that sounded kind of still enticing at the same time. It had a hint of entice.
Because you remember that's what we loved about East Coast girls. Like rocking the baggy gear, rocking
the essence,
showing the stomach, the rocking the Scullies, because it was like a real like just I don't. They
had that a little Aaliyah took her swag from them.
Exactly, it's that Aaliyah swag, but gully though with the New York accent that just that make you melt when you hear Shorty from the East Coast talking all crazy.
Man, all kind of crazy, dog. You know what I'm saying? But still fly with it. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing her first on Redman's There's a Dark Side. It was called We Run New York or We Run NY. And then, you know, she's been making her rounds, or at least at that time she did.
Yeah, she was on Keith Murray's joint.
Keith Murray's Bombazi. That's what it was. Keith Murray, on that most beautifulest thing.
El Nino too.
The most beautiful thing in the world.
Compilation joint.
Yeah, she was on the Cocoa Brothers, Spanish Harlem with Tony Touch. Shout out to Tony Touch.
Shout out to Tony.
That Spanish Harlem joint, and she was actually on. Well, he was probably still sus then. He was on that. Joint. Yeah, he was on Sus Diddy's. I'm sorry, she was on Sus Diddy's. Was it Public Enemy?
2000.
Yeah, PE 2000. That was the name of it. Yeah. Yep. So. I mean, and she was on the video too, the single and the video. So, since first hearing her though, I was waiting a few years from that There's a Dark Side to when her album dropped, the all woman album. And she did her thing on there, no doubt. When it finally dropped, she even had a single that hit the charts. It was called Somebody Else.
Yeah.
It's still on YouTube. If y'all haven't checked it out, go ahead and peep it. That was from the all woman album. And it's crazy because she actually did an album with Thurston Howell III. I hadn't heard it yet.
That Mommy and Poppy.
Yes, that's it. I ain't heard it. J might have heard it, but I ain't heard it.
Because I was a Thurston Howell fan back from the Rockets days.
So how was that album, brother?
Actually, it's pretty dope.
Cool.
I mean, she compliments Thurston well. Especially Thurston he's a different type of rapper too.
He is. Oh yeah.
She was hanging with him bar for bar.
She was. So, okay.
Hey, we had that we had the hour, so we got to go in a little fast.
No.
Shout out to the Hurricane G.
No, that was pretty much it. I know she rocked with Exhibit and maybe a few other casts, but much love to her. Still giving love to folks that don't get much or mention or if at all. So shout out to Miss Gloria. You know what I'm saying? Hurricane G.
J.K., who you got for this week, man?
Man, I might have to go back up to Detroit, man.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
It's so cold.
In that minivan with the carpet on the inside.
I've been up in Michigan like 3 out of the last 4 that I've had.
Oh yeah, you have been up there lately.
Man, but I love the music to come out the D though. Pause. But I got to go with Apollo Brown, man. He's one of my favorite producers. Man, that dude, he's from that school of Dilla with that bass line. It's gonna be funky.
Yeah, it's groovy. It's gonna be groovy.
Just that crazy element of boom bap to it. And
he's definitely one of the illest producers.
Oh, he is. And I know, like I gave Guilty Simpson my flowers too a couple of weeks back.
Another ill
MC. But man, I feel like that's Guilty's hit boy, Apollo Brown.
Yeah.
Him and Planet Asia. I don't know what it is about Apollo Brown, but he brings the best out of Guilty and Planet Asia. Matter of fact, he's got that album with Guilty Simpson and Planet Asia called Stitched Up and Shaken.
Sure does. Yep. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
But for cats who like the Mad Libs of the world, Apollo Brown is of that same ilk, like that style. You know what I'm saying? And
he even did that.
He did one with Ghost too.
Ghost and that Soul on Ice too.
Well, Razzcast,
Razzcast,
that's another dope album. That Soul on Ice 2 was a great album.
Oh yeah,
I got the Razzcast,
Icy,
and Apollo Brown for that. I have not heard Apollo Brown put out bad work. I
haven't either.
Boom.
But I definitely want to shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Apollo Brown. Man.
It's
salute,
so
brother.
Cold in the D.
It ain't cold in the D right now. The D got some heat to it right now.
D's got some heat. Pause.
Oh, yeah. El Weezy, man, go in, man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna keep this a real simple, man. I forget why this person came to mind. Still Midwest. We're just gonna take it down to Cincinnati with my man High Tech, man.
Producer night, High Tech,
getting back in that producer bag, man. And of course, a lot of people know him with Quali, but he also did a lot of these High Tech albums, man. And he just dope stuff, man. And I just enjoyed his production, and he kind of was like the in-house producer for like Raucous for a long time. Everything that came out of Raucous. It was
Common.
Like, okay, High Tech on that joint. You know what I'm saying? So
his sound was so crazy that early 2000. That was him, man. I mean,
that's another dude with crazy bass lines, man. And he knew. I almost feel like he knew how to play the bass.
He might have
the way his bass bass lines and riffs was like, it was different.
Yeah, even that latest track, Snoop Dogg, didn't he do that money?
Yep.
Yeah, get that money. Yeah. So don't say he's still at it, folks.
Yeah,
check him out. No, that's a dope one.
Shout out to High Tech.
I remember he clowned on that Sound Bombing album that everybody loves of Raucous.
He did.
He also, man, did a lot of work with Sadat X too, and I think Sadat
X
he sound good over over his beats too,
They
man.
did.
Like, we can go in on producers like all day. We could go in all day on these
High
guys.
Tech, man. It was just like you said, man. That Ruckus era, man. Like that was the sound, man. You know what I'm saying?
The sound.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cincy
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah,
It was.
absolutely.
It was.
Shout out Cindy for them Grippos too, man. You know what I'm saying? The Grippos.
And them Grippos,
Yeah,
man.
Cincinnati all day.
You
You
need
know
that
what I mean?
sponsorship over here, Grippo.
My flower, man. I don't know if J Camp said him already, man, this year, but
it's all good. Go ahead.
I gotta go with
him
Big
or her
Crit,
out,
man. You know what I'm saying? I
Big
don't
Crit.
know if
All
J
right.
Camp said Big Crit before already.
I think Crit did get some love this
He
year,
got some
but
love already, man.
actually,
But shout out
was
to
last year. My bad, but
okay. Shout out to Big Crit, man.
All
For
good.
for 2022. You know what I'm saying? I was banging the news situation, man, that he's got out, man.
Okay.
Again, man, dope rapper. He's got that Pimp C vibe. You know, I'm a Pimp C dude.
Super.
He's got that Crit Is Here that just came out 2 years ago, but they re-released it.
Okay.
He also
My favorite
produces,
album,
man, as well. So he's a producer, man. He's produced for Lil Kiki and a lot of other cats, man, out here, man. But like he was signed to Def Jam, but he just got that South flow, man. If you got a Cadillac, man, you got that bro hand.
You gotta have
you want to feel like you in one.
You got an L dog.
Yeah,
you got an L dog. That some of that slab work.
Yeah, you got that slab work, man. Like, you know, you got to definitely check out my man from Meridian, Memphis, man.
Mississippi.
Big Crit, man. Shout out to him, man. You know,
word.
If you got that diamond in the back.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Crit. Shout out to Meridian.
Pat leather white shoes, man. Your daddy wore. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you kick that foot way out on the roof, like my man's does,
that Spice Adams does.
Spice Adams, bro. You gotta have that Crit.
Take it all the way to the top.
Shout out to Meridian too, man. They got one of the best Waffle Houses I've ever ate at. I will say that.
Okay.
You know, so if you heading to New Orleans, if you on the road, like kind of going through Birmingham in that direction.
Yeah,
man,
Meridian,
you gotta say it right, brother. It's
you will pass up. You will pass up Meridian, and again, they got one of the best Waffle Houses.
I swear, we need some love too, man. Send us some little gift certificates or something.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
And Big Crit means king remembered in time. You know what I'm saying?
King remembered in time.
Yeah, shout out to Big Crit, man. But
shout
out before we get out of here, though.
Shout out to the victims from the Buffalo
absolutely, man.
shooting, rather the families. Well, shout out to the victims too. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to give our condolences to them, you know, the families who's really grieving right now. Senseless, evil, and heartless.
What's funny, man, ain't nobody talking about it though. It's like nobody's saying nothing.
Yeah, man, Black America's grieving. You know what I'm saying? That's just I think it still has not hit home all the way for some
either
of
that
us,
either
man.
that or a lot of cats have become numb in our culture. So
who
knows?
A lot of numbness.
It could be that too, but this was like different though, man. Like
man.
This cat shot up elderly people. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like
did.
we talking about our 2 generations above us. You know what I'm saying?
This was old cats just shopping in the grocery store, like
just
they
shopping at the grocery
do,
store, man. These are
man.
church going people. These are people that are still keeping the church alive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just
100%.
man, every time I think about it, man, it hurts because you start to think about, you know, people close to you, some of the elderly people that's giving me wisdom. You know what I'm saying? People that keeps me sharp. I talk to them when I go home. I go back to my hometown. I talk to those same type of people.
And again, this is why, man, the black men and women, man, we got to start protecting our neighborhoods, man.
We got to protect our neighborhood.
Think they can roll up in our neighborhood and do that kind of stuff. They think there's no replication to it.
Yeah, and think about how much knowledge was taken from us. Just at that situation.
Yeah, they said the security guard too, man. He stepped to the dude. You know, he bucked at him a couple of times, man, before he got shot, man. But like I said, you know, it's those kind of gentlemen who are trying to protect the neighborhood
and risk his life for that,
man. So shout out to him and his family.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we should end it right there, man. I think that's a good spot. Just, you know,
+1
out. You know what I'm saying?
+1.
Again, man, we're building a hip hop community, man. Fresh out, man. Hit us on all the social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? Again, Bebo P, J Kim, LB the Podfather, man. Another one Wednesday, man. Check us out on Saturday too, 9:00, man, p.m. Eastern, man. We out, y'all.
We out. Peace.
now listening to Fresh Out, the world's most dangerous music podcast on the